Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Storyteller's Corner this Valentine's Day, the weekends. Um, Seeing as it's Valentine's Day, I thought we'd have another little story, romantic, and it's called The Last Letter Before Midnight. On Valentine's Eve, the old lighthouse at Greywick Point was closing for the first time in 100 years. No one was supposed to be there anymore, except Elias. He stood at the top of the spiral stairs holding a single envelope in his hand, watching the sea darken below. The letter inside was creased, rewritten so many times the paper felt thin. He had promised himself, if I don't give it to her tonight, I never will. 10 years earlier, they were 16 when they first met. Mara worked at her aunt's bookshop. Elias delivered parcels from the docks. Every afternoon he found excuses to linger, asking about books he'd never intended to read, pretended he needed to help find the poetry section. She always smiled, but he never said anything. Life moved, they grew older, she left for the city, he stayed by the sea. And still, every year on Valentine's Day he wrote her a letter, never sent. Myra returned to Greywick the day before the lighthouse shut down. She stood at the base, staring up at the fading beam, remembering a boy who used to pretend not to like poems. When she climbed the stairs and found Elias there, she froze. She always did choose dramatic places, she said softly. You always do choose dramatic places, she said softly. He laughed nervously. You always did show up when I least expected you. They talked about years lost, paths taken, and things left unsaid. The sea roared below, time pressed in. Elias finally handed her the envelope. I wrote this 10 years ago, and every year after it's probably embarrassing. She opened it. Inside were dozens of folded pages, all beginning the same way. I never found the right moment, so I made one instead. Mara's eyes filled. You idiot, she whispered. I waited 10 years for you to speak. He blinked. You did? She stepped closer. I left because I thought you didn't care. He took her hands, voice shaking. I stayed because I was afraid you mattered too much. The lighthouse light flickered one final time, and at midnight, in a place meant for endings, they kissed, not as teenagers who missed their chance, but as two adults finally brave enough to take it. Valentine's morning. They sat on the rocks, wrapped in one coat, watching the sun rise. Elias said quietly, So, dinner? Mara smiled. Only if you promise not to wait another 10 years to tell me how you feel. He kissed her hand. No more letters. Good, she said. I prefer conversation. And for the first time in a decade, the future felt wide open. Not because of fate, because they finally chose each other. There we go, guys. That's your lovey-dovey romantic story for Valentine's Day. Hope you enjoyed that. Join me later on this evening. We'll have another short Valentine's story, and it's called The Quiet Promise. So join me for that tonight, guys, and until then, have a very lovely weekend and have a very romantic Valentine's Day. Sending love out to all you guys in the world. Thank you for listening to this story and joining me in Storyteller's Corner. Until then, have a great weekend and love the one you're with. That's what I say. Okay, guys, bye bye now. I've got two little hungry dogs to feed now, Toffee and Snowy. We love them so much, so we include them on Valentine's Day, and with my lovely wife Carmen. We're an happy little unit. Carmen, me, Toffee and Snowy. There you go, guys. Thank you for watching. And join me tonight for another story, The Quiet Promise, a Valentine's story. So there you go, guys. Take care now.